She's probably already in Little Rock.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. You are at the right link now. Thanks very much. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're going to let the rest of the folks migrate over from the old link. If there is someone who you are texting with or chatting with who is not on this channel, please have them come over to this link. Share it however you can. We appreciate it. We're so sorry for the difficulties, but it's a whole new world, and we appreciate your grace and understanding. Thank you very much. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but welcome to Cocktails and Cabaret 2020. It's a whole new world. I'm Matthew McIver, the artistic director, and I can assure you, despite our late start, we have an extraordinary performance full of wonderful artists, songs, laughs, and special guest stars. So why don't we jump right in with our first special guest star of the evening, Tony and Oscar-nominated screen legend, Annette Bening.
Hi, I'm Annette Bening, and it is my honor to welcome you to the Iowa Stage Theater Company's annual Cocktails and Cabaret. Even though we can't be together under one roof, I'm so pleased to join you this evening. My roots run very deep in Iowa. Both of my parents and all of my grandparents were born and raised there, and I still have family in Des Moines, including my cousin, Ray Bening, my first cousin. We were born in the same year in the same hospital in Topeka, Kansas. He was a board member of the Repertory Theater of Iowa before it became part of Iowa Stage. My roots also lie in the theater. It's where I got my start as an actor and where I still love to perform whenever I can. This pandemic has hit every walk of life, and the performing arts are no exception. Theater is a community, not only a communion between actor to actor on the stage, but actor to audience as well. Without you, the audience, there can be no theater. That's why it's so important that we find these new ways to connect with each other until we can once again meet safely in one space. And we all look forward to that. The artists are still here and will keep finding ways to create great shows like the one tonight, and Iowa Stage thanks you for showing up for them. With your generous support, we will keep creating new works of art, cutting-edge writing, and reimagined classics, and together we will find new ways of sharing the stories that shape our world. So savor your go-to packages, have a drink, and enjoy live performances from the Resident Artist Company and special guests of Iowa Stage Theater Company. Here's to Cocktails and Cabaret. Be well, stay safe. Thanks for being here, and bye for now.
Well, hello. We're singing this song, a Nancy Griffith song, titled Love at the Five and Dime.
Rita was 16 years, hazel eyes and chestnut hair. She made the Woolworth counter shine. And Eddie was a sweet romancer and a darn good dancer. And they'd waltz the aisles of the Five and Dime.
Eddie played the steel guitar and his mama cried 'cause he played in the bars. Kept young Rita up late at night. So they married up in Abilene, lost a child in Tennessee, but still that love survived.
'Cause they sing, dance a little closer to me, dance a little closer now, dance a little closer tonight, dance a little closer to me. Hey, it's closing time and love's on sale tonight at this Five and Dime.
One of the boys in Eddie's band took a shine to Rita's hand, so Eddie ran off with the bass man's wife.
Oh, but he was back by June, singing a different tune, and sporting Miss Rita back by his side.
And he'd sing,
Dance a little closer to me, dance a little closer now, dance a little closer tonight. Oh, dance a little closer to me. Hey, it's closing time and love's on sale tonight at this Five and Dime. traveled with the barroom band till arthritis took his hands. He sells insurance on the side.
Rita's got her house to keep. She writes dime store novels of a love so sweet. They dance to the radio late at night. They still sing, dance a little closer to me. Dance a little closer now. Dance a little closer tonight. Dance a little closer to me, 'cause it's closing time and love's on sale tonight at this five and dime. Rita was 16 years. She had hazel eyes and chestnut hair. She really made the Woolworth kind of shine.
Eddie was a sweet romancer. I heard he was a darn good dancer. They waltzed the aisle of the five and dime. They waltzed the aisles of the five and dime. Let's go waltz the aisles of the five and dime.
That was Tom and Katie Garrity with Nancy Griffith's beautiful Love at the Five and Dime, which is one of my wife's favorite songs. So with their permission, I'm sending that out to Julie. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for hopping YouTube channels with us. Thank you so much for taking this adventure together in support of Iowa Stage Theater Company and live local theater. We're coming to you live from the Conservatory in the East Village, a partner in presenting this online Cocktails and Cabaret. Theater has been a little bit challenged, like we all have, but when we look back through 2,500 years of theater in this world, we know that we'll get through this together, as we always have. And we've wanted to make a safe space for you and for our artists to come together and share those great moments of music, theater, love, and art that make it all worthwhile. So thank you to Tom and Katie. We've got many wonderful performances coming up, including, most immediately, the fabulous Mary Bricker with the absolutely inimitable He Was My Boyfriend by Andrea Martin and Mel Brooks from Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein.
Love comes when you least suspect it. Love dances in on a whim. I thought maybe I could direct it, but I never expected a guy like him. He was a bully and a brute. He was as crazy as a coot, but I didn't give a hoot. He was my boyfriend. With every woman he would flirt. He always treated me like dirt, but I was happy to be hurt. He was my boyfriend. I was as pure as a virgin meadow, lying this victor into gloom. Then he turned to me, that charmer, whispered, let's play farmer, and plowed me till the cows came home. He was a monster and a beast. His midnight bangings never ceased. It didn't faze me in the least. He was my boyfriend. Oh, I will never forget the first time I met Victor. It was on the village green at the annual Bock Beer Festival, where every beer Master Bach. I was an innocent young lamb, and he was a dirty old goat. We were made for each other. All of a sudden, Victor took out his paraphernalia and shouted, "Let's play croquet!" And off to the field we went. He carried his hoops and his mallet, and I carried his balls. Oh, what a festival! Fun and games everywhere. Archery, badminton, potato sack. Victor won the three-legged race all by himself. It was love at first sight. He was the one that I gave my heart to, but we never met, even so. If I mentioned deadlock, he'd put me in a headlock. When I asked to be his wife, he stabbed me with a kitchen knife. Ach, where did the good times go? If he had an angry fit, I was the first thing that he'd hit, but I didn't give a shit. He was my boyfriend. Yes!
It's been an extraordinary year in many respects, and we have an extraordinary evening tonight for you. And the music that you've been hearing is the result of some extraordinary musicians. We have Jamie Paulson on the keyboards, we have Chuck Kuba on the bass, we have Kurt Bauermaster on the drums, and you'll maybe see their faces a bit as we move forward. But next, we have a beautiful song from Mr. Adam Yankovi from Jason Robert Brown's The Bridges of Madison County.
There was something in a desert. There was some place wild and green, and a child in a village I've passed through. There are places that I've traveled, and so many things I've seen, and it all fades away. But you, I was sliding down a mountain. I was burning in the sun. I was smiling with amazement at the view. I was capturing a moment when all is said and done. Well, it all fades away. But you, it all fades away. It all fades away. It all fades away. But you, I have sailed across the oceans, past the cities and the farms, on a never-ending quest for something new. And the only thing that mattered were the 4 days in your arms, and it all fades away. But you, it all fades away. It all fades away. It all fades away. But you, thing that's eternal, that cannot be torn apart. There is one thing that remains forever true. Past the thinking, past the breathing, past the beating of my heart, it will all fade away, but you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away, but you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away, but you,
That was It All Fades Away, sung by Adam Anchovy from the beautiful Bridges of Madison County by Jason Robert Brown, a Broadway musical set right here in Iowa. Well, obviously, this pandemic has affected Broadway as much as it has Iowa, and we had a special treat recently where I was able to have a conversation with two stars of The Great White Way, Laura Osnes, two-time Tony nominee, and also Timothy Shue, who is a longtime Broadway veteran with 11 shows under his belt. He sang Jean Valjean in the original run of Les Miserables. Laura Osnes, of course, is nominated for Bonnie and Clyde and also Cinderella, and they had a lot to say about what it takes to be creative and
party. It's great for all ages. We just sing all of your favorite Disney classics. It's me and Susan Egan, who was Broadway's original Belle, and Courtney Reed, who was Broadway's original Jasmine. And Cinderella. So it's really super fun. You can visit airbnb.com and their website and check out their online experiences for tickets.
That's fantastic. We'll have to check that out. Timothy, you got a number of irons in the fire right now, don't you?
We were in Buffalo with Hello Dolly when Governor Cuomo of New York announced that all of that will be shut down. So all of those tours, all of the Broadway shows, everything else, our life as we knew it kind of froze and became stagnant. So yes, there's some teaching going on in our lives. My wife is also a Broadway performer, and as I mentioned, my son, and now his new wife is a Broadway dancer. So we have a kind of a family affair going on. Whenever we can collaborate and get together, we do that. So that's been part of it. Also, simultaneously, while this is going on, as we go on,
so Laura, you also then were part of, as we're thinking about ways that people are being creative and being creative and creating audience experiences in the time of Corona. You were part of an online musical, were you not?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you for bringing that up too. So a good friend of Tim's and mine, an amazingly talented composer and music director named Jason Howland, wrote a musical and divided it up into 9 episodes, got a bunch of his friends, including me, involved. Right. He had this vision of creating a murder mystery musical where the cast members had to be quarantined to separate rooms of this mansion so that we could all shoot it while in quarantine. It's funny, it's silly. You have to go into it knowing that a bunch of just crazy actors, we're all just friends, wanted something to do to stay creative. And Jason's whole vision for the project was to actually create something that would be sustainable. But what you can do is buy a ticket to our virtual Broadway Princess Party concert. Buy a ticket to Catch a Killer Party is the name of this virtual musical.
Okay.
It's $12 for 10 episodes, which is the fraction of a price of what you would pay to see a Broadway show. And it's all of your favorite Broadway stars in it. And we're singing for real. And it's really fun, and you have to find out who done it. ThirdPartyMusical.com is the website.
This has been delightful. I so appreciate your being willing to take the time and do it. We appreciate the support, and it means the world to us to have folks at your level of the game being willing to give back to those of us out here. So Midwesterners are incredibly generous. That's something I found when I moved out here, and you even when you take them out of the Midwest, they stay that way. So thank you so much. Appreciate you, Laura. Tim,
thank you so much. Good luck and love you. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
man. Bye.
Thank you so much to Laura Osnes and Timothy Shue for taking some time with us. We understand there were some streaming challenges with that, so we will make sure we post that conversation so that you guys can take a look, because they really are delightful folks who had fascinating things to say about how they're keeping things going in the time of Corona. We are very fortunate at Iowa Stage Theater Company to have a resident artist company, artists who are committed to us and we're committed to them, who are really the boots on the ground of our creative forces here. And we are very happy to have Taylor Millar, one of our resident artist company, joining us tonight to sing Through the Mountain from Adam Gattel's Floyd Collins.
Listen to me now. La da da, la da da da. Whoa, whoa, la da da da, la da 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 da. Oh, oh.
Craig Peterson, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's been an adventure already this evening, and we appreciate you taking this trip with us. And it takes so many people to put together an event like this in person, and even more to make sure that we can do this and send it to you in some semblance over the interwebs. We have in this room, obviously, we mentioned our fantastic band that we mentioned earlier. We have Craig Miller, who's running our sound. We have Todd Warming, who has done lights and is helping everyone out. Lauren Dursky, who is doing stage management. And that's not to mention all of our fantastic performers this evening, as well as the folks at Jabbermouth who have been battling the internet demons on our behalf for the last little bit. We're so grateful to all of you, and especially to you wonderful folks at home for supporting Iowa Stage Theater Company and all that we try and do. We have a very special piece coming up next. Mr. Kenton Jordan will be performing a number from a little musical that you may have heard called Phantom of the Opera. This is, please, at home, raise your glasses to Kenton Jordan performing The Music of the Night.
Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness stirs and wakes imagination. Silently your senses are pent in their defenses, helpless to resist the notes I write. For I compose the music of the night. Softly, gently, the night unfurls its splendor. Hear it, feel it, tremulous and tender. Turn your face away from the garish light of day. Turn your thoughts away from cold, unfeeling light, and listen to the music of the night. Close your eyes and surrender to your darkest dreams. Purge your thoughts of the life you knew before. Close your eyes, let your spirit start to soar. And you'll live as you've never lived before. Softly, deftly, music shall caress you. Hear it, feel it, secretly possess you. Open up your mind, let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot fight. The darkness of the music of the night. Let your mind start a journey through a strange new world. Leave all thoughts of a life you knew before. Let your soul take you where you long to be. Only then will you belong to me. Floating, falling, sweet intoxication. Trust me, touch me, savor each sensation. Let the dream begin. Let your darker side give in to the power of the music that I write. The power of the music of the night.
Kenton Jordan. What a voice. What a song. Broadway has brought us so many memorable moments, and we were gifted with an opportunity to visit with another performer on the Great White Way, a wonderful performer by the name of Roosevelt Credit. He and I had a wonderful conversation, and then immediately after that, you'll hear him perform a song from the show that brought him to New York and to Broadway. So here is a heartwarming, talented individual with a lot to say. Please enjoy this conversation and song from Mr. Roosevelt Credit. You, sir, have had an extraordinary career as a performer, as an artist, as a writer as well.
Great. I'm sitting up there. The curtains open. I just knew there was a double-decker house on stage, and people were screaming and having great time. And there was an orchestra, and it was so many people on stage, and they were dancing. And I was trying to figure out. I was like, and they were singing all this music. Well, fast forward to Oregon State, where I got my undergraduate degree. Years later, I'm auditioning for The Marriage of Figaro, and the aria I'm singing is Non Pingrai, which is the same aria that I heard and fell in love with as a fourth grader back at the Paramount Theater. So my life went full circle. I ended up getting the lead in the opera I saw in fourth grade, which clinched the deal. I knew I found what I wanted to do. I came here to be on Broadway. I was on Broadway in Showboat. We closed that down. I did the national tour of Showboat, which I didn't know what those were. I have learned it. And so I did the national tour. I came back. My next Broadway show was 10 years later.
So you've got sort of a few different tracks that are going simultaneously now at this point in your life, where you have classical performance.
I do.
Performance, and you have musical theater.
Love it. Hands down, love it. Love it. Love it. American tradition. Love it.
Yeah. And you also you have an album and a book.
Look at you. Wow, how did you know that, Mr. Matt? You've been reading.
Trying to do my homework. Somebody, a wise man, told me recently to do my homework.
Oh, I wonder who that was, Hal Prince. Thank you, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to see you. You have an album and a book out of African American spirituals. Is that correct? That's correct. It's called Old Time Religion. The reason I did that book is because I went to, like I said, I went to Oregon State, and I would do, I had to do concerts, I had to do recitals and stuff. And at the end, I would like to do spirituals. And they're like, my accompanist would sit there sometime, and they cross their legs and go, another spiritual, give me the hymnal. And I just kind of look and go, wow, what was all of that?
What was all of that?
It was because, accompanying singers in the classical genre means that you're playing reduced orchestra scores, quite frankly. So I started arranging my own music for my concerts. And that's how I started Old Time. I picked spirituals that I grew up as a kid, or things that I liked or wanted to learn, and I arranged them myself. And I was like, we're going to play it, but you're going to play it like I play it. And they're like, so now it's like, oh, these chords are like, I was like, yeah, jazz. It's a lot of mixture of all kind of stuff. And don't just sit on that dominant seven with it. Don't just call it. You can't, because that has to resolve to something. You know what I mean? Yeah. And people always ask me when I do ACDAs across the country and I'm conducting stuff, and they're like, is it okay if I do a spiritual? I was like, why the heck not? It's music. If it moves you, do it, But I just don't want to be offensive. And I've always been, I like community activism, yes. And I believe that even at Oregon State, when the little kids would cry when I walked in the room because they had never seen anybody like me many years ago. And, these kindergartners, I'm holding their hands, and all they're doing is trying to feel to see if that they look at their hands and they feel and they go, is it coming off? I'm like, oh no, I'm not dirty, but the kids didn't know this they just didn't know, because you grew up in a place where there weren't any Black people. You just did not know, or you did not hold their hand. It wasn't because they didn't have nothing to do with racism. That's what you grew up with. Right. So I start there. Because, like I said, Showboat, they dealt with miscegenation, Black and white people on stage together. And then Steve cuts her finger in Sex and Blood, said, only takes a drop of blood in Mississippi, that whole thing, those, it's, and in some ways, has that changed? You kind of just See, it just makes you kind of go, wow, that's a good one for people to digest. And I was like, so my whole life has been about, I'm going to be part of the change or part of the education. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to be scared of me, but let's get along. We're going to try to be equals. And I'm going to try to just do my best to do my duty to God of my country, as we say, as an Eagle Scout. And just to do, and just to spread goodness. That's what I want to do. I was like, so let's talk about it. So my friends knew that I did this. So I ended up now doing podcasts for Black Lives Matters or just about how to get through the times that we're in right now. Mm-hmm. And that's politically speaking, everyone's got their thing, and I'm good luck on that. And I just like, go vote. That's what I tell everybody, go vote. But how to treat humans and how to find humanity and things that are similar are also important.
Well, thank you so much. This has been an absolute delight. Thank you for taking the time and for all that you do to stay creative and to lift others up.
Thank you. I think that we have to lift each other up, especially now. Like I said, we just breathe in, breathe out, take a moment to enjoy the beauty of what's around you, mm-hmm. and enjoy the moment you're living in. You don't have to live in a moment that's not come yet, because that moment will come regardless. So if we're lucky. So enjoy the moment that you're in. Tell your people you love them. It is a blessing. Thank you. It's great. I look forward to performing for you all later tonight. Thank you again for all your philanthropy and whatever you're doing to keep the arts alive, especially live music. And I think I'll probably see you shortly, and perhaps slightly different outfit. I haven't decided yet, but and we hope you enjoy this evening. Thank you again.
Thank you.
You better ask the old man River what he thinks. He knows all about them boys. He knows all about everything. There's an old man called Mississippi. That's the old man that I'd like to be. What does he care if the world's got trouble? What does he care if the land ain't free? Old man River, that old man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling. He keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, and in that ransom he's soon forgotten. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bill, get a little drunk, and you land in jail. I get weary and sick trying. I'm tired of living and scared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. Colored folks work on the Mississippi. Colored folks work water, white folks play. Pulling them boats from the dawn till sunset, getting no rest to the judgment day.
Don't look up and don't look down. You don't just make the white man frown. Bend your knees and bow your head and pull that rope until you're dead. Let me go away from the Mississippi. Let me go away from the white man boss. Show me that stream called the River Jordan. That's the old stream that has longed to cross. He must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling. He keeps on rolling along. He don't plant potatoes. He don't plant cotton. And him that plants them is soon forgotten. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bill, get a little drunk. And your land's in get weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living and scared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along.
Thank you so much, Mr. Credit, for sharing your time and talent with us here at Iowa Stage. It's been a lot going on, so come in for a minute a little bit. Let's talk for a second. When everything hit earlier this March, we were faced with a lot of decisions at Iowa Stage Theater Company. We had to suspend the end of our 2019-2020 season and reschedule shows that we're still planning on bringing to you. But we also had to figure out, how do we move forward? Do we suspend operations? Do we wait for this to blow over? Or do we find a way, no matter how imperfect, no matter how laborious, no matter how new to us, or how rough it may be in the beginning, and we so appreciate your grace and understanding this evening, do we find a way to keep reaching out, to keep building community, and to keep moving forward? Well, that's all we know how to do. All we know how to do is to try to share some of the greatest stories ever told with you, the greatest audiences ever found, here in Central Iowa or anywhere else. So we are announcing and launching a virtual season that will carry forward, this wonderful work that we've all been doing. We're starting next week, the 17th of September, with a new play, part of our commitment to new work, from resident artist company member Carrie Scram. She has adapted Jane Austen's Persuasion and moved it forward 100 years into the era of Downton Abbey. So it's Jane Austen meets Downton Abbey meets right now. It's a beautiful piece of work. Jane Austen's Persuasion, that is happening September 17th, next Thursday, and it will be right on our YouTube channel. Following that, we're doing a streaming performance of Tuesdays with Maury, Mitch Albom's heartwarming book, memoir really, engaged audiences in over 15 million copies with the story of a young man reconnecting with a college mentor at a point in his life when he was feeling lost. It's a story that has a lot to tell us about where we are today and about how to live our lives, even in the face of certain death, as Maury was facing at the end of his life. So look for Tuesdays with Maury coming in October. And finally, in December, we're going to bring out It's a Wonderful Life, a live radio play, a version that many of you saw when we did it a couple of years ago, that we are looking at some exciting partnerships with, so keep your eye on iowastage.org for that production as well. Through all of this, we have to thank you, our supporters, our audiences, the reason that we gather, rehearse, perform, and conquer whatever technical difficulties the world may throw at us in whatever situation we find ourselves. Without you, we literally wouldn't have a reason to go on. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your support of Iowa Stage Theater Company. Please raise your glasses, raise your cocktails or your bottles of wine if you got in on the raffle. Here's to all those wonderful artists who make intimate, truthful, and relevant theater that enlightens and entertains. We're excited next to have a special couple with us, Kim Hames and Dan Hames. Kim Hames was in that production of It's a Wonderful Life, the live radio play that we mentioned before. And they're doing a wonderful piece by the playwright Christopher Durang entitled The Funeral Parlor.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Susan! I'm so sorry. My deepest condolences.
Yes, thank
Marcus!
you. Yes, Marcus. Thank you for coming.
We'll all miss him terribly.
Yes, it was a great loss.
We'll all miss him.
Yes.
You must feel terrible.
Well, I don't feel good. It was a terrible shock.
Oh, death is always a shock. One minute you're sitting at home doing nothing, and then suddenly death goes boo, and somebody falls down dead.
Yes.
What were his last words? Were they boo?
What? Boo? No, he didn't have any last words.
Did he have any last noises?
Noises? What?
Guttural sorts of noises, or high-pitched shrieking ones?
Just noises! I don't know lower than that. Don't do that anymore.
Oh, Susan, you poor thing. I mean, alone in the house now. Alone in the kitchen. Alone in the dining room. Alone in the living room. Living room. That's a mocking phrase now, isn't it? All alone, 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 all alone, alone,
Yes.
alone.
Please don't go on.
Yes, but Susan, you have to mourn. I always thought the Irish were right to do all that keening. Do you want to keen, Susan?
No, thank you. Thank you anyway.
How about singing a spiritual?
I don't think so.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Thank you so much for coming.
Don't you want to sing?
No, I don't want to sing or keen. I am Episcopalian. I will cry quietly in my room this evening. Now, if you don't mind, I need to attend to the other mourners.
Susan, you're avoiding the sadness, and I can't let you do that.
Please, let me do that. I've had a terrible day. I had to bury my husband.
Is he in the casket? It's a closed casket. He's not actually propped up in some stuffed chair or other just waiting to startle someone, is he?
Certainly not. Thank you for coming.
That would get someone quite a fright. They'd be standing there next to the chair having a conversation with him, only they'd realize that he's stark, stone dead. That'd be a good one.
Yes, very good. Oh, David.
Oh, I'm gonna miss him too, you know.
How nice.
Yeah.
Or rather, how sad. Well, time heals everything.
You're not the only one with sorrow written on your forehead. No, I should say not. You know, we're gonna miss him on the commuter train in the mornings. We used to exchange pleasantries. Nice morning! Or, cold enough for you? Or, train seems to be on time today for a change.
I see. Oh, it looks like the mortician is
but your
signaling
husband,
me.
he was the only person on the whole damn train even willing to speak to me.
How interesting.
The other people would get panic in their eyes, even if I started walking in their direction. They'd move away
Or they pretend that they were sleeping, but they couldn't fool me. I'm no dope. You can't sleep standing up!
Well, maybe if you're tired enough, you can.
But your husband, though? He was always so nice to me. Not like my father. Nowadays, my father won't even return my phone calls. I went to a seance and everything.
What?
Well, he's dead. But I've got this medium friend who gave me this 800 number that lets you call the dead. Hey, maybe you'd like that number to reach your husband on the other side.
I don't think so. Well, Kate, Sarah, life goes on. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. I just feel so terrible about your husband being gone. I don't know what I'm going to do on the train in the mornings.
Yes, well, why don't you read a book or something?
Hey, that's an idea. Do you have any suggestions?
Oh, dear me. I don't know. The Thornburgs. Great Expectations. I don't care. Any book.
My favorite book is Bed Bar the Elephant.
Yes, that's it.
Have you read it?
No, but I have heard wonderful things. Well, thank you so much for coming. Goodbye.
Are you leaving?
No, I'm not leaving. I want you to leave. God, you're making me hysterical. Can't you take a hint? When I say thank you so much for coming, that is code for please leave now. Don't you understand that?
Oh. I thought it meant thank you for coming. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I Is there anything else that you've said in code that I haven't understood?
No, nothing. I don't think so.
Good.
It's just... Oh, now I feel terribly guilty for having expressed my emotions.
Oh, don't feel guilty about expressing emotions. It's a good thing to do. You've had a terrible loss.
Yes, I have.
Are you sure you don't want to keen yet?
Huh.
I'm not Irish, but I always thought it was an appropriate thing to do at a wake.
I don't know. Maybe some other time.
Well, this would be the most likely time.
Why? I don't know. What exactly does keening sound like?
Oh, it's real interesting. It's sort of like...
Stop staring. Go back to your conversational buzz.
Did I do something wrong?
No, it's just a very startling sound.
Oh, well, it's just like crying. I love to cry. You loved your husband, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, then don't you want to keen just a little bit?
Oh, I can see your point a little, but I don't know if I could.
Well, you can do it softer than I did.
I don't know.
Oh, come on. It'll make you feel better.
It will?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I can't do this in public. Maybe I could do it later. I could call you on the phone.
No. It's much more healing to keen at a funeral. You shouldn't do it over the phone. That's good. That's good. That's better. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. Oh, no, not code. Thank you. I feel much better now.
Oh. Well, you're welcome.
Kim and Dan Hames, everyone. What a great couple. What a weird playwright Christopher Durang is. Next, we have a very special treat for you. Mr. Timothy Shue has shared with us a song from the musical Hercules, Go in the Distance. So, enjoy.
Hi everyone, Timothy Shue here, and Mr. Phil Reno on the piano. I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome will be waiting for me, and the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I will SCA. If I can be strong, I know every mile I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though that road may wander, it will lead me to you. And 1,000 years will be worth my wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through. And I won't look back. I can go the distance. I will stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's an upward slope, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance and my journey is complete. But to look beyond the glory is the hardest part, for a hero's strength is measured by his heart. Like a shooting star, I can go the distance. I will search the world. I will face its harms. I don't care how far. I can go the distance when I find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms.
Timothy Shue. What a wonderful song. Now we're in the section of our program where we're all about collaboration again. Even in these socially distant times, we find ways to work together because that's what theater is all about. So please welcome back Taylor Millar, and welcome, joining us, the wonderful Katie Merriman singing Flight by Craig Carnelia.
Let me run through a field in the night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way. Through the dawning day, I wanna flow, wanna rise, wanna spill, wanna grow in a grove on the side of a hill. I don't care if the train runs late, if the checks don't clear, if the house blows down. I'll be off where the weeds run wild, where the seeds fall far from this earthbound town. And I'll start to soar. Watch me rain till I pour. I'll catch a ship that'll sail me astray. Get caught in the wind, I'll just have to obey till I'm lying away. Wondering why, finding myself in a burst for the sky. I'll just roll, let me lose all control. I wanna float like a wish in a well, free as the sound of the sea in a shell. I don't know, but maybe I'm just a fool. I should keep to the ground. I should stay where I'm at. Maybe I'm a hunger like this, and the hunger will pass. But I can't think like that. All I know is somewhere through a clearing, there's a flickering of sunlight on the river, long and wide. And I have such a river inside. Let me run through a field in the night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight.
Special example of collaboration coming up. Two wonderful performers, Jonathan DeLima, resident artist company member, and Mr. Craig Peterson, whom you saw earlier, are sharing a song with us from an undisclosed location as they meditate on the challenges that face the actor heading into middle or later age.
Seldom told, well, my memory is slowing, a complication of the fact I'm getting older. I try my best, now my mind can barely memorize and disregards the rest. I leave my home and my family, though many nights a week, in the company of no one. In the quiet I am cramming lines I hope to speak. Stumbling, it is not just lines I have to say, it's also ones I'll sing, 'cause they're all still made of words, see, that's the thing. Learning lines, learn the lines, the lines, the lines, learning lines, learn the la 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 lines. So I did the play The Christian, started with a monologue that went on and on for half an hour. That was when you actually got it right. But on most nights I got 15 minutes and the rest just lost inside my head. La 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 la. Is there more? Learn the lines. Oh, the lines, the lines, the lines. Learn the lines. So much harder now to learn the la 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 lines. I was a dad playing a father and wishing I was dead in Fun Home. To learn it all, I killed myself, bleeding me. Music director pleading me through Fun Home. A benefit of bigger shows, material is spread. So when bungling words in chorus, just simply turn your head aside. But the smaller casts are scarier, each role's a bigger size. And the last 5 years would now take me 10 years to memorize. Learn the lines. It's so hard to learn the lines. Learn the lines. Learn the lines, the lines, the lines. Learn the goddamn lines. In the spotlight stands an actor who's just gone up on his line and obliterates momentum for everyone who's on stage now or backstage and cries out, but they cannot sympathize, 'cause they don't feel all that lucky that they get to improvise. Say the lines, say the lines, the lines, the lines, say the lines, say the la 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 lines. Oh my God, just say the lines, say the lines. All the other actors can say their stupid lines. What exactly are my lines? Say the lines. it's tech week, so I can't ask for any lines. Oh, for Christ's sake, say the lines, say the lines. The director screams to just say the fucking lines.
Craig Peterson and Jonathan DeLima. Another hilarious example of collaboration. Well, we're heading into the home stretch here. We so appreciate your being here tonight, but we have to take a moment to recognize the folks who made this evening possible, in particular, the fabulous members of our Cocktails and Cabaret committee. Mary Bryant is our chair. Craig Miller has been a stalwart on the committee and is also our sound man for the evening and has made all of the performances scheduling possible, so we're incredibly grateful to Craig. Laura Jordan is our marketing maven and has done an extraordinary job. Etta Berkowitz made our fabulous shortbread. We also have Sue and Bonnie Hodson, who helped arrange the auction, and John Wild, Brian Doty, just making sure I don't miss anybody, Mr. Joe Benish, of course, our board chair, and Amy Jo Reamer-Myers, who has been an insight and a strategy maven, is the only word I can come back to again. So thank you so much to all of our fantastic committee members for all of the work that you did to make tonight such a success. Our next performer is another member of our resident artist company, John Earl Robinson, with a wonderful song from a little-known musical, somewhat obscure, called Hamilton. If you haven't heard of it, you should really check it out. This young Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to be something someday. He's quite an extraordinary piece. This, of course, is King George's wonderful breakup song to the American colonies, You'll Be Back.
That you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea, which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your man. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. Subject, 'cause you're my favorite subject, my sweet submissive subject, my loyal royal subject, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war. For your love, for your praise, and I'll love you till my dying days. When you're gone, I'll go mad. So don't throw away this thing we had, 'cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love. Da 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 da.
Well, 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 well. Will wonders never cease? I didn't like her. Didn't like her. I couldn't stand her. Couldn't stand her. I've never had her. I never knew her. But now I do. And I could. And I would. And I know. She loves me. And to my amazement, I love it, knowing that she loves me. She loves me, true, she doesn't show it. How could she, when she doesn't know it? Yesterday she loathed me, now today she likes me. And tomorrow, my teeth ache from the urge to touch her. I'm speechless, for I mustn't tell her. It's wrong now, but it won't be long now before my love discovers that she and I are lovers. Imagine how surprised she's bound to be. She loves me. She loves me. I love her. Isn't that a wonder? I wonder why I didn't want her. I want her, that's the thing that matters. And matters are improving daily. Yesterday I loved her, now today I like her. And tomorrow, I'm tingling, such delicious tingles. I'm trembling. What the hell does that mean? It's freezing, that's because it's cold out. But still I'm incandescent, and like some adolescent, I'd like to scroll on every wall I see. She loves me. She loves me.
Mr. Adam Yankovi with She Loves Me from She Loves Me. Well, we've reached the final song of the evening. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. And again, this is just the beginning of our time together virtually, so check out iowastage.org. Look for the shows that we have coming up. Find opportunities to connect with your friends. You can go to a virtual play together in the same way that you can go to a regular play. We rely on your word of mouth as our best advertising. Thank you so much to everyone who made tonight possible, and in particular the folks who are here in the room with us. Thank you to John, Brad, and Alex from Jabbermouth, who've been battling the internet demons and manning the cameras. Thank you so much to Kurt, Jamie, and Chuck, our fantastic band this evening. Mr. Todd Warming, who has been doing anything and everything from setting up lights to running mics. Mr. Craig Miller, who's been running our sound. And, of course, Lauren Dursky, who's our stage manager and keeps us all in line, which is by far possibly the hardest of all of those jobs. Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. I'm going to say my goodbyes now because there's no way I'm going to try and follow Kenton Jordan singing Nessun Dorma.
Nessun Dorma, Nessun Dorma, tu poi, o principessa, nella tua fredda stanza